Jackie and Laurie Martin.
Okay.
Here we are.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yup.
You ready? I'm day one without coffee, so.
Ugh.
Is that why you're lying in bed doing the podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly why. And I wish us all the best of luck.
Why are you doing this? Not just to yourself, to us. Why are you doing this to us? We're a couple now.
Right, we are. My favorite thing about last week's episode was somebody tweeted at me and said, "It was so crazy when you guys fought, but I knew you would make up." And I was like, "Oh, did you?" I didn't. I didn't know.
Really?
I'm so glad.
Yeah, this has been my therapy for 4 years. I hope you're okay with that.
Right. What I'm working on getting my license. Just got to get my hours in, and I think we're at 300 hours now.
Yeah, I think you got it. You're licensed in a couple states, not California, but
But it's we could do this on the beach. That's what people are doing. They're doing things on the beach.
are they doing podcasts on the beach?
People are doing all kinds of things on the beach. They're doing. Did you remember that thing on the thread? On one of the threads we're on, which was someone going to hot yoga in a tent outside? Like that would make it better because it wasn't in a building.
That's me.
Are you in a tent?
No, you're under a tarp outdoors in the parking lot. So you're completely outdoors. The tarp just protects us from the sun, the overhead heat of the sun. I wear a mask. Other people don't wear a mask, but you are, 6 feet apart from people and you're outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was an enclosed tent, and I was like, what the fuck is the point of this?
Yeah.
It's a building, but it's more made of canvas. Is that to stop the COVID?
Just imagine a tarp over a driveway. That's essentially what it is.
Okay, so it's a carport, but a tarp.
Yeah, basically.
Kind of structure.
My son right now is hanging out with 2 humans his age. They're brothers. And they're in the garage. The garage door is open, and then I put doors on the other side of the garage. So there's a cross breeze when everything's open, and they're all 3 wearing masks. And
is your garage empty again?
Well, it is when the person in it goes out for a couple days.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
So I thought, I was wondering about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. So he's with other young men.
This
that
is,
he can bond with.
13 is a really hard age. You're just so self-conscious about stuff. Like I forget how self-conscious people are when they're 13. One person, we're taking puppy training classes, and the lady said something to him, and it affected him more than I thought it would. Like, I was like, whatever. But then I'm like, oh yeah, when you're 13, you feel, like everyone's looking at you, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. And so the most I said was like, don't worry, when you'll get older and you won't even notice that stuff. It won't hit you the way it's hitting you right now. But gosh,
Right.
it sucks. I mean, so many things wrong with this fucking pandemic. And one is, only children being by themselves or just with parents or adults the entire time. It's like fucking awful.
Right. It is a drag. I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and I said that I'm scared to go on the road again.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to go on the road again because I can't do these jokes anymore. I can't work on this
I know.
album anymore.
Right.
I want this album. I would like to write new jokes, please. And I keep adding stuff and moving, but arguably we could say that my dad chunk is added to my dad chunk from 97. So I would like to record this portion of dad chunk so that I could abandon this portion of dad chunk so I could work on new dad chunk.
Sure. It's argued that artists keep revisiting the same themes over and over again in their entire lives, right?
Oh my God. Somebody once said, "Oh, are you still doing stuff about your dad?" And I got really mad.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah, are you still talking about your pants? Like that thing in your pants?
Oh, the thing in his pants. Oh, I see.
His
Yeah.
pants, not just
sure.
the pants. The thing in his pants that he won't stop talking about. How about that, buddy?
I think you're talking about Jeff Altman.
Jeff
He left his
Altman.
pants.
Did he have pants, Joe? I wonder.
He's the guy that used to do an old man used to do his dad, and he would have loose pants, and he'd hunch over and pull the pants up to his his breasts almost, or his nipples, or whatever men call them. I guess they call them that. And then do an impression. It was fucking hilarious. It was
right. It was great.
Like you waited
face work. Yes.
40 minutes of material so that Jeff would pull his pants up a little bit and pretend to be his dad. But it was worth the wait.
Oh my God. It sounds hilarious. And one of those things that I would have laughed at and gone, is that fair? And then I would
It's not fair. It's not written. It's not fair. Those are just loose pants. Yeah. Right.
Those are just exactly.
Jackie,
and,
you're secretly a San Francisco comic. I don't know if you know that, but that's exactly the thought process of
I think maybe Minneapolis is a tiny San Francisco. They would like to think. And so everybody, it's so funny. You go to different cool towns around the country and they go, we're like a small San Francisco. And I was like,
Really?
Or you're a really cool Portland, or you're a just fine Austin, or Bloomington, Indiana's kind of cool. Leave it alone. You don't have to be a tiny San Francisco. You're good.
Look,
And,
everyone wants to be San Francisco. What can we do, Jackie?
Exactly.
Oh man, you were so Wisconsin when you said exactly that. You took me out of San Francisco immediately. Exactly.
Exactly.
So wait, why are you not drinking coffee? You know, it reduces the chances of you getting colon cancer. Like gobs and gobs of coffee. It's actually quite good for you.
Oh, I'm not just today. I had a bad day yesterday. I don't know if you know this, but I have a drinking problem, and moderation is not my strong suit. And so
Sure.
yesterday I drank so much coffee that I had nightmares and could not sleep like an old person or someone who is allergic to coffee.
You had so much coffee, you were giving other people colon cancer. That's how you were actually
So I was helping
it out of your ass.
from their colon cancer. I was pooping for two. There was so much. Here's what happened. I decided I wanted to do, I usually do the Sunday shows, right? And so I decided I was going to do a Saturday show, but it was going to be super late so that it could be afternoon in like Sydney and Melbourne. And
that is so cool. So that was last night. I saw that. I saw your ad for it after you had done it already.
Well, and I mentioned this, and I'm sure someone will tweet at you because there were some people from Patreon and from this show who were there, and I said because Baron, I didn't think Baron Vaughn fell asleep and didn't show up. He was going to do a guest set.
Oh, but I did a show with Baron Vaughn this week. Fucking brilliant. So funny. Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. That's why I asked him.
You missed some gems, Jackie. But go ahead.
Guy Branum was also on a show last night I tried to go to, and I missed his set. So those were the two sets I wanted to see pretty bad this weekend, and missed them. But so as he kept not showing up, I kept thinking, I wonder if I could ping you, Laurie Kilmartin, see if you could hop on. And then I was like, no, I kind of just want to go next. And I admitted that to the audience, and I know one of them is going to narc on me. So I was like,
snitches, get to me. Well, that's cool. That sounded fun. I had an afternoon show yesterday at 4:30, and then my son and I had plans to go watch anime with my best friend, but she had to cancel. So we decided to go to a drive-in theater in Glendale, and we saw Armageddon, and it was so bad. It just kept getting worse and worse. It's like a time capsule of movies in 1998, and I'd never seen it before.
The way it ends, you're psyched. Is that the way?
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! Because America, get this, America saves the world. Oh my God!
Wait.
Go ahead.
What was it? What is the one I'm thinking of where they're standing on the beach and the
That's
asteroid
Deep Impact.
hits?
That's the other asteroid movie from the same year.
Oh, thank you very much,
No problem.
Kyle. with the
Oh.
fact
Happens a
check.
lot.
Feel free to
Yeah.
see Deep Impact because that one ends how they all should end, which is us all dying. It is just one of where, and that woman was so. Who was that woman? Because she was so annoying in that role.
Tay Leone.
Oh, good God, it was
And-
killing me.
Oh,
And I was
she's
like,
a good actress.
yes,
Gets
she
killed by a
is, and
big
she was
wave.
acting like a pain in the ass, and so I was like,
That's
yeah, she
that's
should
the
die
writer
right
and
now.
director's fault. It's not her fault. She's,
Oh, no, it
you know,
wasn't
she's
Tay
a great
Leone.
actress.
Yeah. Oh, no,
Um,
she was nailing the role of no, please kill these people.
she's one of those
And,
people that I think they keep trying to give her sitcoms. I think they stopped because she, you know, aged out of people wanting to give women sitcoms. But it was like, oh, when is one of these fuckers gonna stick? Because she's really, really good.
yeah.
Oh,
Madam
wow.
President.
Oh, did she do
Oh.
Madam President?
And that was real fun.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Well, there you go. I guess I'm not totally on top of network television. Good for her. It all worked out.
Oh my God, there was some TV show that Andy was telling me about today, where the second child of the royal families around the globe are superheroes, and because it goes through the royal line, but only the second child gets the superpower.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
like,
So
the-
Prince Andrew, the pedophile.
Here's my thing. What is with divine right? Fuck monarchies. Fuck them all the way to hell.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. You mean George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush?
yes,
And,
yes, American
and
monarchies
Jeb,
as well.
yeah.
That new
Yeah.
Kennedy, who gives a shit?
Oh, he went down in flames. Thank God.
Whatever.
And his seat went to a Republican. That's what happened because he decided to shoot for something he wasn't ready for. You know.
Yeah, whatever.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So so this week was a big week of me just going, I need to record this album.
So you set a date, right?
I set a date, and then it led to 2 other dates
At where?
to practice. Well, first of all, I looked at my schedule, which is still, speaking of Armageddon,
Yeah.
it is pretty dark looking out there.
Right.
But I have a weekend in Seattle at Laughs in November,
Oh.
which I don't know. I pinged
Okay.
TJ booked it for me, so I was like, this was canceled, right? And he goes, yeah. And then 10 minutes later, he's like, let me check. And I haven't heard back from him, and that was on Friday. So
I mean, mine was canceled in May. I think I had one, but what is Seattle in a position to? Are they reopening a little bit?
I don't know, but it was November 22nd, and it's for some reason it's still on my books.
Right.
And then the next gig I have after that is December. Well, I also had a weird end of November run with Maria, which I'm almost in Canada. So, but December 2nd is supposedly a go in Loveland, Colorado
Okay.
for Comedy Works. And
Cool.
then the 5th and 6th in Milwaukee, which I picked up in the middle, and Greg was really cool about it because I was like, I would love to practice these. And Greg's doing his space, the Laughing Tap. It's brand new. It's only open. It's less than a year open.
No.
But it's in sort of the hipster part of Milwaukee. It exists. And
Oh, sure.
why wouldn't it?
I hear it's a little San Francisco.
No, it is not. Not even.
She got up to make that point, guys.
Right,
If
I
you're
actually
just
got off
listening.
this pillow,
Yeah.
and my head went crazy. Because if you don't drink coffee after drinking all the coffee, it turns out you have a headache.
Terrible one.
So,
Yeah.
and then anyway, but they're going to put 25 people, 2 shows a night, in a room
Okay.
that's, I believe, a little over 100.
So, are they gonna wear masks? The audience?
I believe. I hope so.
I think you could ask them. Say, this is what I want. I'm the headliner, and I want these people wearing masks.
Yeah.
You know,
And then-
even to take like a, an intermission or something to go out and get a drink. I don't know how the club's set up, but I definitely They're saying a second wave is going to come in the winter, so I think you're within your rights, and I think anyone coming to see you will be cool with that. It's just 25 people,
Yeah.
and keep a mask on the entire time.
I know that there's a lot of there's steady work for people building those plexiglass in between things.
Yeah.
And I would like a plexiglass in between things between me and the damn audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and obviously, and it breaks my heart because my garage is full. I will not bring in any merch. I can't bring any merch, obviously.
It hurts. It hurts.
Because it's, and and then so Lewis is he believes it'll be 75 people. His room seats 240, remember?
Right.
At Acme.
And does he have plexiglass as well?
He's got. I saw some plexiglass in some of the photos and stuff. I don't know how he's got it set up, but I know that there is.
Is it hot performing? Have you talked to anyone who's performed? Is it extra hot underneath the glass?
I have not. All I know is that he's also pushing into Zoom, so people can watch the Acme shows live.
They should all be doing that. That's just free money,
Yeah.
So Milwaukee, and then what Loveland at the Comedy Works. How many people are going to be in the audience?
That's a theater, and I don't know what the hell that is. But I assume because the Comedy Works itself is not open to my knowledge.
What if every Jackie Cation show came with a Jackie Cation mask?
Wow. That Elliot Cation likes you.
Yeah.
Back in 1997, he told me to throw things into the audience with my name on them.
Let's not throw them. When they maybe get the Elliot coin insignia on a mask, and then that just comes with your ticket. And then you will have an audience of people masked in your merch, and they don't have to buy it. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
It's a really cool idea. My brother Russ told me, because he's teaching at the university. He teaches at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, econ, but he has to go into class and teach. And the kids can come, but nobody's coming. They're all doing it from home.
Right.
But he does walk past some students sometimes on campus, and if he sees a student without a mask, he has individually wrapped masks that he bought like a stack of, and he literally whips them at them.
That's great.
He's just like, wear a mask, and the kids inevitably say, "Oh, I forgot it." And he's like, "Oh, look for me! Look what I got for you." Anyway,
I believe them. They forget it.
They're 18. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I had a week in Ann Arbor that Roger had just told me it was canceled.
Yeah.
I had assumed it was canceled, but he texted me like 2 weeks ago. And,
I'm supposed to be in the spring as well.
Yeah. So I have no weeks at all on the books. Nothing.
Right.
I'm okay. I don't want to get COVID, but I know you don't either. But I think if you can insist that the audience stay masked, I think that's really good for you.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea to have a couple hundred masks printed up, because I wonder if I can get them by December. Probably.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. The ones I've been getting, the ones with the stuff that I wrote about my mom on them, it's like a 2-week turnaround. They're a little expensive. I'm sure you can find a place that can do them cheaper, but,
right. Toss me that link when you get a chance.
Okay.
So, and then, because that'd be cool, because I'm also going to film.
Oh, cool. Dude, this could be cool to see the audience all wearing your masks at a gig. I mean, it could be a bonus, it's not torture.
No, and I'm excited to perform for 25 humans.
I know. I know.
That are sitting in front of me, even though I had the show last night was actually pretty fun. And I was just like, this friend of, my buddy, Robert Jenkins, Detroit comic, very funny guy. So this one woman, people come to the Sunday shows, and then they tell me that they're comics, and they're like, "Can I get a work in?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I've had to turn a couple of people down because when they said they were comics, they meant that they had just tried it like once or twice.
Yeah, Jackie,
And
you got to stop advertising that all someone has to do is tell you they're a comic. You're booking a show. You do book really good comics on your show,
well,
even though you didn't ping me. But I'm sure the rest of your show was really good as well.
well, and yeah, because it's all comics. I just want to see what Dana Eagle is working on, quite honestly.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was
yeah.
she did a great set. Carmen stopped by and did a little work in because what happened was this Guy Branum was on Carmen's show, and
Hmm.
so I logged into Carmen's show, and Carmen's like, "Do you want to go next? Jackie Fabulous is up," and I'm like, "I'm eating dinner," and she goes, "Okay, you have 3 minutes," and I was like, "What?" And she just ignored me, introduced me, and I stood up from the table, did 3 minutes,
Oh my God.
and I sat back down and I said to Andy, "I'm so sorry," and he goes, "To no one's surprise, you did this."
You have such a great husband. He just doesn't mind.
He's a good sport, and he knows that I'm driven mad if I don't do something. So then I asked Carmen if she wanted to do a work-in, and she said yes.
Yeah,
Marie did her show last night, her weird help me, help you, help me
right.
on Rush Ticks.
Hmm.
And so I was like, I don't know, it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning in Minnesota, but if you'll be up, because she's essentially by her mom's bed. They're
Right, right.
Um,
How many tickets does she sell?
I don't
That's
know.
my first question after her hospice. How much does she make on that show? At her mother's bedside.
It's at her mother's bedside. She get
Yeah.
any work out of that, and so I don't know, but but a couple of people who were at her show came to my show,
Oh, that's cool.
and
I
said
thought
it
of
was really cool.
I thought of another thing for you for your live shows is bring an air filter, bring an air purifier. I'm sorry. I have two. I have one in the garage for the guest,
Yeah,
and then I have one in my bedroom. And you can fit it in a suitcase, just wrap it up really well, put it on stage next to you. They're not super noisy, but it does. It grabs the air and filters it.
weird.
It is
Send me that
weird.
link, too.
It's
Send me that
okay.
link.
I will. I mean, you're protecting the audience as well, so they shouldn't be complaining.
I
If
could be
they're
weird. If people think that I was so irritated this morning when this woman said to me, "I'm not going to live my life in fear," and I'm like, I don't live my life in fear. I'm living my life in science. You fucking weirdo.
well, yeah, but who doesn't live their life in fear? I mean, who are these people? You're afraid of dying.
Yeah.
You're afraid of not having money. We're afraid all the time.
Right. You just had, but I am gonna, yeah, I'm good. And the thing is it's not that I'm not gonna go on the road again, and I'm not gonna do this thing. It turns out the thing that is making me is bigger than my fear of getting COVID. And I will be taking every precaution.
Right.
I'm using all of my frequent flyer miles to fly first class. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Yeah. Exactly.
So live it up. And yeah, so yeah, it was just irritating to me because I'm like, I I I am afraid of stuff, but I'm not gonna not do things because I'm afraid. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do them smart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be smart about it, and I'm gonna do what I can do to do it right. It just it literally. I was thinking about your son and how I'm still button pushed. I'm still someone thinks something about me and I'm like, he's looking at me thinking I'm a coward.
Right. Yeah.
So,
The thing, like, when I feel like now more than ever, when you are doing a road gig, whenever comics are back on the road, the headliner especially, this is your club that week, right? So before it was like, oh, thank you for the work and book me back. And now I feel like it's okay to go, my demands, my writer. It's not, I don't need shit in the green room. I need an air purifier on stage near me, and I need the audience to be masked. And I'll fucking hand out the masks before the show and talk to people
Yeah.
individually if they need it. Like it will be more of a hands-on kind of comedy
right.
comedy show, I guess. But whatever you're doing for you is for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the
It's not-
servers and everybody else who's
yeah,
working
everyone
there,
who,
you know?
everyone who's, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to say that, but I can think about how I would say that and then fucking say that.
Yeah.
So I can figure out how to process that, and because I'm not used to asking for anything.
Me
I'm
neither.
used
Me
to
neither.
just being, thank you for the work. You're exactly
Grateful.
right. Yeah.
Thank you for booking female comics.
I don't, thank you.
We're still
Thank you.
there.
Thank you for liking my comedy. It's so funny about Lewis too, is that Lewis is the kind of guy who's, and this is not critical because it's one of the most amazing things about him is that he's aware that we're in this together. I'm doing him a favor, he's doing me a favor, right?
Right.
And I tend to think of it as he's doing me a favor. He tends to think of it, I'm doing him a favor. Because there's only like a handful of clubs that aren't chains trying to stay alive, that are
Right.
that are solo owned, that are
Yeah.
open.
Right.
And they're open, and we talked about it last time, is because they're just like the comics that are still doing stand up. It's because they love it so much and they need it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's true of Jared, that's true of Keith, that's true of Lewis. And
Mhm.
so I'm talking to Lewis and I'm like, man, and this, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this story, but that's what this podcast is. I said,
Dude, I love laying down Jackie. She's just letting it all out.
I'm like, I mean, I was like, Lewis, I don't know what you're paying people, but this is a bad year. You can lowball me, and it can be real basic headliner money plus hotel. And he goes, oh yeah. And then there was this beat and he goes, or I could pay you the lowest I'm paying other people plus air and hotel. And I was like, I would appreciate that. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And so that is, yeah.
How much lower is it?
I'm going to type those
Type
things.
both stems. I just want to see what's happening.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Do you want to take a break while I type this lying down?
no, I think this is compelling podcasting right now. Because you're typing something people can't see. That's not bad. That's
Right.
not bad. At one there was a time when Jackie Cation would have been thrilled with that money.
Which is, see, the first number is what I offered him. The second number is what he told me.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Yeah. That's
Lewis goes in the Comedy Club Owner Hall of Fame before this, but definitely.
Right. And it's
one day sooner.
Finally. And right, did you see that thing on Twitter where someone was like, you should do a good straight white male comic of the week? And I was like, there's millions of them. We don't need to talk about them. It's like saying I'm a decent white person. That's like a pat on the back. That please don't be, there's no award for not being a monster. Jesus.
Well, listen, as soon as we run out of funny women, we'll start doing guys.
All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then you want to do the ad?
Yeah. Let me know when you're ready, Kyle.
Go for it.
Guys, guess what? They're back. Function of Beauty. I'm
They
so
like
excited. They like us. Apparently, you guys like them. I'm
like
excited.
them.
I love them. I'm just out of eucalyptus shampoo, so I am excited to put another order. But let me read the ad copy as they like it read, because that's what it's called, capitalism, bitches. I'm part of it. Guys, Function of Beauty creates shampoo, conditioner, and treatments formulated uniquely for you. Here's how it works. You take a quick but thorough quiz. It really is like 3 questions, and you just hit these little buttons that are gigantic. It's not even a quiz, basically.
It is the loveliest of all idiot quizzes. It's awesome.
Yes.
It just talks about your hair.
Yeah, tell them a little about your hair. Then your customized formula is bottled and shipped just for you. Their formulas are vegan, cruelty-free. My formula, you can name it. Mine's named Joanne after my mom. They don't use sulfates, parabens, or any other harmful ingredients. And they would love you to, please share your experience with Function of Beauty. Whoops, I did that.
Feel free to tweet at us your experience. What the heck?
Kyle, that needs to be in a different font. The stage directions.
No problem.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to functionofbeauty.com and to get our discount / Jackie Laurie to take your 4-part hair profile quiz. Save 20% off your first order. Go to functionofbeauty.com / Jackie Laurie. 20% off. Let them know you heard about it on our show. One more time. What is it, Jackie?
Functionofbeauty.com / Jackie Laurie. And will you put the link in the notes, Kyle?
Yes.
There
Yes,
you
I
go.
will.
Look at that. We did it.
I feel like the only people who read our notes are other podcast producers. I can't.
Yay.
Did you? Okay. So this is, so Joe
I'm lying
wrote,
down, by the way, so I'm hoping that Kyle is writing down tags for the
I'm on
yeah.
it.
Thank God.
Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not a fan, but I am I'm excited by this situation. I'm interested.
Fascinated. What do you
Okay,
think?
so he went to Spotify, $100 million. And Spotify is a shitbag company. They barely pay the comedians and artists anything. And their CEO or whatever was like, well, I guess you guys are just going to put out an album a year. He's that guy. Remember that guy?
Oh, wow. No.
That's Spotify guy, right?
Oh, weird.
Because people were saying, hey, you're not paying us any money. We're barely getting pennies per play.
Right.
And it's like, well, sorry, the industry's changed. You got to be on the road all the time. Okay, really? It's COVID. Okay, whatever. So he's a shithead, right?
Okay.
And so Rogan, of course, takes $100 million. And I'd love to see the contract. But I imagine the contract is he says whatever he wants. That's Joe Rogan, right?
He has lawyers. I'm sure.
Yeah. So you know what you're getting. There's no way you can't know what you're getting when you're buying Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yes.
Right, okay. So now some employees are angry about some of his trans stuff, which is fine. They're
just the trans stuff. Good for them for picking that needle out of a haystack. But
yeah, there's plenty. You could be mad that the comedians are barely getting paid anything. But you know what? You pick the things you're mad at. You can't be mad at everything, Jackie.
It's so true. It's so true.
So now there's these articles of, Spotify's and they're a publicly traded company and they've got shareholders. So normally when comics jump into that situation, they're kind of like fucked. It's like Shane Gillis, all right, you know what, SNL, they're going to want you to apologize in a specific way because they're part of NBC, which is part of not even Comcast, right? It's now you're
it keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yes. So now you have corporate overlords. You do what they say. So but that's when the comic is maybe less famous. So now Rogan, he did them a favor, basically, right? And so now I'm assuming they're not in a position to say, oh, you can't talk about that anymore, and you have to do an apology. Now, he did do an apology about some misinformation about Antifa starting fires in Portland, which, he should. But I'm still, I'm not a fan because I think he's dumb. But I'm also not a fan of Spotify. So part of me is like, what? Like,
torn between two lovers.
Two terrible lovers. Two ill-informed lovers. But
if lovers.
If Rogan if they say, well, you can't say these things about X, Y, and Z, and Rogan says, well, fuck you, I'm going to say it or I walk, and he walks, I would imagine he just gets to steal $100 million from Spotify, which is like, yes, I'm team back over any giant corporation. Just like I hate Megyn Kelly, but she did fuck over NBC and take tens of millions of dollars from NBC, which they deserved because they're responsible for Donald Trump, right? I don't know what I'm saying, but I don't know who's going to win.
Content though, so I love that. Go.
It is time eaten. I don't know. I love it if a comic can screw over a corporation that screws over every other comic in the world.
Right.
But
it's hard to feel sorry for like a shitty club or a shitty employer when a shitty employee does something that you're like,
right.
You guys made that. You literally got into bed together and started making out, and it turns out you're stabbing each other while you're making out. And if I liked that kind of torture porn, I would watch it. but I will hear about it secondhand and go, I don't care. I hope they both rot in hell. So
Well, I'm just interested to see how it plays out because it's usually the reverse where the artist has no power and they're grateful for the giant money that they got. And in this case, I think even though he got massive amount of money, he has a ton anyway. Like he didn't need all that money. I mean, I don't know his financials, but it seems like he was making shitloads of money on his Patreon or whatever he was doing. So
just told me, and you probably knew this, is that when Bezos got divorced and his wife got $35 billion or whatever, the first thing she did was donate $1.7 billion to people. Did you see that?
Yeah, to historically black colleges and universities.
And a bunch of other stuff, right? And that's
but I think
great.
the complaint was she also donated to like the really famous ones like Spelman and like there's like smaller ones that are like, oh, could someone give us some money? But whatever, you know what?
Right.
It's a lot of money. It's good.
And it was interesting because $1.7 billion is clearly what her financial advisor told her that she could recoup in a year.
Probably.
Right, because I mean that's because when you start thinking about donating those giant bags of money, you want to be able to do it consistently through your life. So you want to refill the coffers so you can.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I do it, Jackie.
Donated $100 to the ACLU yesterday. Actually, my entire credit card bill this month is entirely Act Blue and Shower of Hope and ACLU and all and the food bank. And I'm like, what else are you doing? Oh, and a t-shirt. I literally bought did you see the t-shirt? I bought the t-shirt that Sarah Benincasa was wearing because I want it, even though I go nowhere and people see me from the neck up. But it says Antifa, but it's Auntie.
Oh, that's great.
It's Antifa.
Yeah, my Act Blue is bananas. Yeah, I'm like, I think, because I keep getting these credit card bills and going, what the fuck? I don't leave the house. How do I owe $4,000 this month? And then I'm like, oh, all right, I guess so. You know,
now's the time.
Now's the time
to throw some money if you can at the people. And and it, you know, I had, I send these weekly emails out to people to tell them about my Zoom things. And I've committed to having to have an anecdote every week.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not going anywhere and I'm not doing anything. So I'm like, so I asked Andy, I was like, what's this week's anecdote, Andy? And he goes, well, we got that new board game. And I was like, yes, that can be and it's a fun board game, but whatever. Yeah. But so I put underneath it the pep talk that one of my friends called, and she was on the ropes, man. And she was like, she watches the TV news.
Yeah.
24/7. And I was like, stop listening to the voices. Read the news. If you want to be terrified and full of rage, you can still do it if you just read the news.
Yeah, I mean, The Atlantic will hit you on every level. If you go to the Atlantic magazine, their COVID coverage is incredible, and they also do obviously.
Are you a subscriber?
Yeah, Jackie, I am.
Yes.
I was just thinking, I don't donate $4,000 a month to Act Blue, but it's every single. There's just some months lately where, I mean, I subscribe to a ton of newspapers, like places I've never been to because I'm trying to contribute to local media. You know what I mean? And whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
a tax write-off too.
Yeah,
I have to have the information.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that. But then I don't have a steady works right now. But
true.
But it is.
Yes,
but I am, and we're all doing as much as we can. So I appreciate that you're doing as much as you can, which is just more than I can, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'll scale right back after the election, but I can't, if somebody's within 2 percentage points, I'm like, click, 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 click.
Hey, comic of the week, by the way, speaking of being within 2 percentage points, let's give this woman a
that
bump.
segue made no sense whatsoever, but I like that you tried. Wait, what's her last name?
Prescott.
Yes. Okay. Our comic
Look that
week
up.
is Julia Prescott. She's very funny. I just did a Zoom show with her. She's also a Simpsons writer. What the fuck? Julia Prescott is spelled as you would think Prescott is spelled. She's
And I
from
have seen
the
her.
Prescotts.
And I watched her clip and I was like, oh no, I recognize these jokes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen her. She's really funny.
Yeah,
Julia
she is.
Prescott, and it's just at Julia Prescott, right?
At Julia Prescott.
Yeah, Julia. Yeah.
Julia, and she is a delight. And
One of my best
check her
friends
out.
on earth.
Oh, there
cool.
you go. Oh, that's cool. So good for you and good for her, and put her on your Zoom show until there's regular shows again.
So this weekend, I'm driving up to Santa Cruz, and I'm doing outdoor shows
Are you?
for DNA. Yeah, at the
Oh,
Santa Cruz
cool.
Comedy Festival. So I'm doing a 4:30 and a 7:30 on Saturday and Sunday. And I'm so excited. You know, I just haven't gone outdoors in a long time. I did the Tammy show one weekend, but beyond that, it's still just Zoom shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
And it's like a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my son, and he can do his schoolwork at the hotel room on Monday, and then we'll drive back here and do our show Monday night.
Yeah.
And
right. That's right. Do you remember who it's
yes, wait, let me just get clarity on a last name.
I love it. Because yeah, we're doing another Jackie and Laurie showcase show
Got it. Okay.
on Monday. Yeah, do the lineup if you got
Okay,
it.
Ashley Ray, Christine Levine, out of Texas, Arizona.
She's
Felicia-
amazing.
Oh yeah, she's great. Felicia Michaels, our great friend Felicia Michaels, and Naomi Ekperigin. I almost
There we go.
transposed the P and the K. Anyway, it's a killer lineup. It'll be really fun. Please tune in to our show on Monday night at Flappers, 7 p.m. Pacific. And if you're anywhere in the South Bay of Northern California, come to the outdoor shows in Santa Cruz. I'm so excited, you know?
That's awesome. Saturday and Sunday doing sets?
Yeah. So, I'll drive up early Saturday and do the 4:30. And then in between, I have 2 Zoom shows. Like I have DNA said my set time is like 8:20. I know! It's 8:20 to 8:40, right? So I'm going to do a fundraiser on Zoom. It's a 7:30 show, so hopefully she can switch and put me up early. And then I'm doing, Kat Alvarado's doing some fundraiser. I'm doing the 11 o'clock show. So that'll be 4 in one night.
There you go. You're back.
Yeah.
I think Saturday I have a Biden benefit, and then I have a coroner in Indiana who wants to be the first trans coroner in the country,
Oh,
and I'm doing a benefit for that person,
cool.
who's I don't have enough information about, but I'm on board.
It's interesting that they know, like they breaking it down by profession. Like, is there like a group that's like, all right, someone's got to be the first trans coroner. It's you.
The thing about the coroner that's important is that when a trans person dies, they put their birth name on their death certificate, and instead of their preferred name.
Oh, so
because for some reason they give a shit. It doesn't have anything to do with you. How about it's a death certificate. They're a dead person. Let them be dead under the name they lived their lives.
yeah, true.
And so it's pissing.
They are putting their dead name on their death certificate. Maybe they just needed an extra. I don't know. You know what? I was just trying to connect, but I was like, it's not that funny, and it doesn't even make a good point.
Well, it's like my sequitur. It didn't go anywhere. But we got
Let's
there.
fix all this with the second Max Fun break.
Yes,
We did it.
Yay.
we're back.
Okay. Where are we at, Kyle?
We are at 44 minutes.
Okay. 16 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So,
And let's dare ourselves to not mention rapists.
oh,
Let's
there you
do
go.
it.
Let's do it. That's cool. I can tell you that I did another chunk of I added a big chunk to my dad's set
Mhm.
that actually fixes something that is easily 5 years old in that bit. Because that bit I've literally off and on
Oh,
been working on that story for 5 years.
right.
My dad helped that guy with his hospital bills
Oh,
five.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So
Is that guy
so
still alive, by the way?
oh the old guy? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
That I'm he would be 98 or 99 years old.
Mhm.
I did talk to my Aunt Alice this week, and my Aunt Alice was telling me how much she likes to get dressed up, but she has a hard time getting dressed up because she is 94, and she has a bunch of dresses that you have to put your arms up. And my Aunt Alice never complains about pain,
Yeah.
and she said, "But I can't lift my arms anymore." And I was like, "You can't? How is this the first time I'm hearing about this?" And she's like, "Well, what do you care? You're not here. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
she likes to, but
Is that rotator cuff stuff? Like my
it
mom's
must be.
best friend, who I talk to sometimes, like fell in the shower. It's a classic. Oh God, you know what? We got to get out of showers as soon as possible. Showers aren't dead. They want to get you, right? So we gotta start finding another way to wash ourselves pretty soon.
Uh,
But so she in breaking the fall, she tore something in her rotator cuff, I guess, and it's really,
bummer.
and now she can't drive because she can't do, just put the
Wheels.
transmission in the proper place. So, yeah,
But
yeah,
Mikey,
that sucks.
and the other thing, as a Catholic, she's my great aunt was just telling me, she was like, you know what this Catholic friend of mine told me is that because I asked her if she went to church last weekend, and
Mhm.
she said I didn't because a friend of mine who's a Catholic said that if you're over 65 and it's hard to go, you don't have to go to church. And I said, in the Catholic Church? And she goes, I think it's true in all churches.
Yeah.
And and she said, and I am over 65. And I said, thanks for letting me in on that, Aunt Alice.
I
Uh,
have news for you guys. You never have to go to church. How
yeah, you
about
don't have
that?
to go to church at all. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you're good. And
I swear I do not like, I don't feel a sense of my parents as spirits or anything like that, you know? I feel maybe it's this house. Like I keep looking at the house. It was almost sold and then it went back on the market and part of me's like,
your
oh.
your childhood home, essentially,
Yeah,
the
the
Walnut
one
Creek.
we
Yeah,
they just sold. My mom just sold in
yeah,
2016, right? And yeah, the one they basically cleared out any ties to my parents by making it
yeah.
beautiful, you know? But the upstairs bathroom still looks like shit. I'm like, thank you for leaving me one crumb of the
I
1980s
saw the pictures
despair.
that you showed. It was an
Hmm.
adorable picture of your mom and your boy.
Yeah.
It was
Hmm.
so cute. It's always so cute when you see a little one
Yeah.
who's now 6'6" or however tall he is.
Yeah. Yeah, I know his friend, his same age friend is over, and my son looks like this kid's father. It's it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Poor guy, because I kind of like the thing that happened at dog training. I think people don't know he's 13. Like he might look like 17 or 18 or something, and so I
yeah,
think that when he acts like a 13-year-old, maybe he gets get a bit more of a reaction than if they'd known he was 13, you know?
yeah, yeah. They would have cut him more slack if he were smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he looks like an adult man.
Yeah.
So
But what were we just talking about? Oh yeah. So I don't even know. Like, I'm feeling very sad and sad that I don't feel like this connection to their souls.
right,
Like, oh, it's just done. That's it. That's done. They're done. And now I need to create the same feeling that they created for me, for my son, and not wallow in nostalgia in the past too much because he's here and we're in this house and this is the house that he's going to have the same feelings for that I have for that house. And I don't want to be absent, and miss
right.
stuff in this very important time where, he's just on Zoom and then he's home and it's, he's a solitary guy anyway, but then when there's no interaction with any kids, there's no forced interaction. I mean, that's what I love about stand-up comedy. It forced me to get out of the house. It forced me to have plans every New Year's Eve. It
Yeah.
forced me to have a life and go places and talk to people,
Right.
and left to my own devices, I would never leave my room,
You would just be doing laps in a pool over
Yes.
and over and over again. It's a solo activity, swimming.
Yeah.
And,
So, it's I'm sure everyone's having these problems in their own
Yeah.
way, in some way,
for sure.
I just
Have
hate,
you-
I'm
did you
so,
Okay.
go
I
ahead.
was
No,
gonna
I'm just
say-
like so fucking pissed for all kids right now, they're just getting screwed so much, and if there's any year to miss, I guess it's eighth grade. Eighth grade kind of sucks.
Eighth grade.
But I don't want him to miss high school. He doesn't want to miss high school. And there's like seniors. These are a lot of kids senior year right now. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, I was feeling really bad for like the hot 20-year-olds going, oh, these are golden years. You're not getting laid.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, it's good for us. We should be kept under wraps at our age now. So we win on every level.
I was going to ask you a swimming question, if I might. Did you ever do any synchronized swimming?
No, it's so fucking hard.
It's super hard, right? It's like
It's
a different
incredibly
motion.
hard. They have to hold their breath for so long.
And then they got to
And-
put their leg up into the sky.
Yeah, it's not just sitting
all at
underwater.
the
You're
same
doing.
time.
You have to move at the same time that your partner moves. I mean, you're synchronized to music. You're not synchronized to each other. I mean,
Right.
you should be moving at the same time because you're both doing the same moves. But fuck, it's hard. And they are in the water like 6 hours a day.
Yeah,
Some of it's hanging on the wall, but they're in the water 6 hours a day. Even swimmers, it's usually 4.
right. Nancy Cation loved those movies, man. That old lady who the
Ethel Merman, I
Merman?
think.
no,
Yes. No. Was she a singer? I
Ethel
know who you're
Merman's
talking
the
about.
singer. But it was it was the
Isn't
it
her
was the
son
singer-
Lorenzo Lamas the? Hold on,
Oh, I
I can
don't
go
know.
look up Lorenzo Lamas' mom.
But the but I will say is that she loved those old movies with the synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
And did you ever watch them when you were a kid?
No, maybe I saw a few. Not really. I mean, they'd
I wonder
be
if
on
you
like.
would like them. That'd be interesting for me. Maybe not for you. But
I just finished Borgen. Oh my God, it's so good, Jackie.
that's awesome.
It's really
I-
good.
I'm reading the new X Factor. Does anyone care about that? It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an X-Men
Lori
comic
doesn't.
book. Lori doesn't, but there's a lot of the cool thing about some of these. I mean, it from manga and anime is how dark this stuff can get.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of super dark, sad sack comic books, but we have some in the stack, so I'm just plowing through, just trying to catch up.
The Promised Neverland has some of the darkest themes I have ever encountered, and I can't believe it's a kids anime. I mean, it's an anime, but it's really good. We're watching Mob Psycho, and we're watching One Piece too. But One Piece has 900 episodes, and
Right.
so
only
there's
so
no
much
rush.
One Piece.
Yes, yeah. But fucking, they're great characters in One Piece. How far along are you?
Oh no, I'm
No?
I'm literally. I haven't watched any since the last time we talked, which is 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So,
We try to do. Oh, go ahead.
What do you try to do? How much?
We do like 1 or 2 One Pieces a night, and then we'll do a little bit of an anime that's just like 1 or 2 seasons. So we just did, I think, Erased or something, and then great, and then now we're doing Mob Psycho, which is also really good, and it's like 2 or 3 seasons.
Andy had a good comic book that he thought that your young man would enjoy.
Oh, okay.
That he pulled and put to the side, which
Okay.
I don't remember the name of right now. He was like, the art on it is really cool.
Oh,
and the
cool.
story's, wonderful. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So just a little more reading and art because he likes it.
Yeah, we finished Blubber. What a
Did you?
what a horrible story.
Yeah, Blubber's dumb.
It really is. It's these. I mean, I knew girls were that mean when I was. Were you? Did you have mean girls in your life?
I was so not present for my entire junior high years that I'm sure I remember. I remember them being mean to me, but me not registering because I was like, as far as I could tell, I was not present.
Yeah.
So, though Chad Daniels actually, I remember a joke he did about 9-year-old girls, but I wonder if he did a joke later when his daughter was like 13, because his daughter's like 16 or 17 now.
Yeah.
And yeah, children are horrible.
Did I tell you about the dentist my best friend and I used to make fun of? The dental student? We used to sing a song to him.
Yeah.
Should I sing the song?
I'm sure you're the hero of this story. Let's hear it.
Okay, his name was Matt Gass. And so my friend Jill and I would sing at the top of our lungs at the swim club to him. I hope Gasser dies. I really hope he dies. It's a one of a kind, a one of a kind. I hope Gasser dies, over and over again. While he sat in the admissions booth just chiseling teeth because he was studying to be a dentist.
Oh God. He is.
I mean, he was like in his 20s and we were like 11. So
Yeah.
I don't think he felt, threatened.
Right, right.
Just like, who are these fucking asshole girls?
Right, they're just it literally. I remember being in my 20s and doing some childcare and how mean children were.
Yeah.
Because I've never been able to dress myself. I've always been slightly overweight. I've always been a bit of a goon.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. I think it's John Mulaney.
Mhm.
John Mulaney said that he does that bit about how if he sees a 13-year-old boy, he crosses the street. Because he's still afraid of 13-year-old boys because they will find the thing that you still care about and resort you.
I know.
And you're like, God
I've
dang
seen
it.
that bit. Yeah, it's true.
And it is accurate to a fault. Yeah, that's this. Okay, so you're going. When are you going to go up to DNA's?
Oh, I'm gonna drive up on Saturday and do my show Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll come back on Monday, like I said, and you and I are hosting our show.
Okay, so
At
we'll
Flappers.
probably do this show, the Zoom on Sunday in between it all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, different backdrop next week. Pretty exciting, guys.
Hotel art. You should hook the world up with some real. What kind of hotel is it?
It's a nice hotel. It's the hotel. Did you do his room?
I did.
I'm not announcing the hotel I'm staying at.
Right,
But,
and the room number. Please don't.
But it's that hotel, which I liked a lot.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's all
But it was nice.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm looking-
remember enjoying the crisp sheets.
Oh yeah, crisp sheets are nice. And
You know what I love about Function of Beauty, by the way,
What
is I realized as I was pouring giant gobs of shampoo, because I love lots of shampoo, right?
Okay.
That I just had so many little hotel shampoos that I lived off of for the last like 20 years, where you're just like banging them against your palm trying to get
hate
4
that
drops
noise.
out. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, this is just big fat bottle and it's just lush and I just fucking drips out of my fingers and I thrust it on my head. I love it.
Functionofbeauty.com/Jackie Laurie to get 20% off your first order.
Yeah,
That
that's the one.
Oh, interesting. Where are we at, Kyle?
You guys got 2.5 minutes left.
Ugh.
No, 2:15 left.
We went and saw a movie. And when we went to the drive-in, they gave me a free poster of Wonder Woman, and so I can't wait to
throw it away? Oh.
Come on.
Okay.
We went and saw New Mutants. It was 3 weeks ago. It's all a blur. Literally, I'm in the guest room doing this podcast because I needed to be in another room.
Yeah.
I needed to not be out in the garage. I spent 6 hours in the garage yesterday.
That's what I feel like what we need to prepare for winter, all of us, wherever you live, is if you can find different little places to be, for whatever things you have to do, so you're not always in the same place. Carve out a little corner if you have like a balcony or an outdoor space, just little places to go, so at least it feels like you're going to different places in your living space.
Right.
You
I
know?
saw a thing on, so I've been sort of watching this Zac Efron travel around the world and be the biggest dude bro. He is such a groover, man. He's got to be 35 years old, but I think he just he's hanging out with this 50-year-old guy named Darren who's a guru, and they talked about this wall garden where you build a wall, you put pots in it, and it's kind of a nice background, and you could do like all different herbs and stuff. Anyway, it's
Yes, whatever
yeah,
you can do.
yeah, I think it's the London episode. It was pretty good actually.
I'm pretty sure we're mostly going to be indoors for the winter, everybody. So, if you can take your time to put something extra special in your place now, I don't know.
It's been great. Gotta go.
All right, bye.